Hey, welcome back to all the mods 9 to the sky. This episode, we're going to go through the Mekanism quest line and start building the foundation for auto processing. Let's get started. So between episodes, let's take a look at what we've been doing. I did finish the little bridge area over here. We've got the starting foundations of what I'm talking about, building a cave underneath here. This is the cave entrance. And I did leave this hollow so we can start adding some stuff in here, kind of tuck it away. And that's going to be kind of the theme for this series. On top of that, did all the important sifting and things and stuff and processing and whatever. And then also I kitted myself out in all diamonds. Got a whole set of diamond tools and armor, just so I look spiffy. And because,
we can spare it, Marge. We've been blessed.
Also been working on a little platform underneath here for getting this all kind of built in. So I wanted to kind of keep expanding upon this here a little bit and to kind of help out along with that. Let me hop into my inventory. We've got the exchange gadget, and I also got a building gadget made as well. So those have helped a lot in trying to get this all done. And as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of block replacement through here using the exchange gadget. And then just added a little bit of greenery and plants and things like that. Trying to make this place look, a little bit greener. In this episode, we're going to run through some of the early Mekanism quests in the Getting Started 2 chapter and automate some of our item production. So let's get going. Now, before we get started on that, I do want to look at something here. Been looking at the igneous extruders, and this is something that is from thermal expansion. Well, it used to be called thermal expansion. Now it's thermal series. But these are actually kind of cool. We can use these for getting some of our base resources. So let's take a look at this. So we can, as we've always seen, we can turn it into a cobble gen by putting water and lava on either side of it. And that gives us the cobblestone. But in addition to that, we can get, if we do the exact same thing, but then put a solium block underneath that, we can get soulstone. Put soul soil underneath that, and it gets us basalt. And putting a magma block underneath it gets us the plain stone. And if we use the blue ice instead of water, we can get blackstone. Packed ice will get us the cobbled deep slate, and putting netherrack underneath it to get us more netherrack. And with obsidian underneath it, we can get darkstone. What I'm excited about, though, is the kivy. So the kivy blocks are actually kind of cool. They're from Zycraft, and there's a lot of things that you can do with these kivy blocks. So I think I'd like to get something together so that I can use the igneous extruders to make several of these block types. So let's start off with that first, okay? So we're going to need the water, the lava, and the obsidian for the kivy blocks. I'm sure I have obsidian already. I do. I'm going to grab a piece of netherrack because I think having more netherrack is something I want in my life. What was it that I needed for the smooth stone? A magma block, which is just magma creams. I think we can make that. I'll need some blaze powder. I think I have a little bit of blaze powder. And I got a little bit of slime ball. Yeah, I think we can do this. We need 4 of those to make the magma blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have the magma block. We've got the netherrack and we've got the obsidian. So we need to make 3 igneous extruders. And this is where it's going to be a little complicated, but I think we can get through this. Okay, so we can use any glass there. We need a piston and a Constantin gear. For that recipe, can I make a fire charge? I don't need anything special for this recipe here. So let's get that made, shall we? So we've got some copper. Let's grab some copper. We've got tin. We've got tin. And then for the Invar, we're going to need iron dust and nickel dust. There's the nickel. And I've already got some iron dust. So if we get our little, this thing right here, let's grab that. Now I'm not going to squeeze these. I'm just going to do this. Maybe a little bit of tin here also. Now I'm going to use my new fancy schmancy little diamond pickaxe here. And then I should be able to put these right here. Copper and nickel dust to make the Constantin dust. And there we go. There's 24 of that. So we got 24 of that, 16 of that. Let's see if that's going to be enough for us. All right, I think we got everything put together. Let's make our igneous extruders. So we're going to need 3 of the servos, 2, 3. We're going to need 3 of these. We're going to need 3 of these, 1, 2, 3. And now we should be able to do 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So for now, we're going to set this up over here on this side. And so we need to have the extruder and then another block and then another block like that, right? And then we can do the same thing like that. And we do the same thing and go like that. Remember, all 3 of these are going to have something underneath them. We'll put that one there. And then we're going to put the igneous extruders on top of them. We'll put the water there. And there we go. We're making stone. Cool. Do I have an endless supply? Yeah. Yeah, I've got cobble gens, but this is something that I can make without having to use any additional fuel, right? So this is just passive generation. That's what I'm after. That's something that I don't need power for. Oh man, I can hear gurgling. Kivy! Yes. Okay, now we need a way to store this stuff. Now the cool thing about the way I've got this set up with those extractors, one, they don't require power. Second thing I like about them is that this is completely expandable. If I wanted to continue to change this and, put more into place, I totally could. And I could set this up, kind of anywhere I wanted to. That's fantastic. So now whenever I'm doing my building, if I need some smooth stone, I've got a place to come to. I got a place for my kivy and I've got lots of netherrack. Pretty nice. Let's get started in the mechanism now, shall we? We're going to start off with the power generation for mechanism, and we're going to go use a few different sources of power. The first one we're going to do is the heat generator for mechanism. Now, this is a passive energy creation system. It can be active too if you put something in it to burn, like a furnace. But if you just surround the generator with lava or flowing blocks, either source or flowing blocks, it will create passive power. For that, we're going to need some copper, any kind of planks, iron, and osmium. So if we're going to make at least 3, I want to make. Let's see if we've got everything we need for all 3. We do. Let me sleep through the night first. Oh, my chicken got loose. Don't ask. Don't ask. I want to have lava coming down from up off of here and going down. Yeah, I think this is the spot right here. So I want the lava kind of flowing down off of here and going down low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and knock that spot out right there. And then let's go downstairs and build up from there. So we need to look at the basic energy cube is what we're going to use to store that power. Yeah, basic energy cube. That's what we need right there. So for that, we're going to need the infused alloys, and we got to make those in the metallurgic infuser. So let's get started with the metallurgic infuser. With that, we can now make our infused alloys. But we're going to need redstone and iron in this thing. So the redstone goes into this spot. And now we're just going to need gold and redstone for those. All right, we need to make a little more steel. And that should be that, and that. A bit of steel, 12 more pieces of steel. Now let's cook those up. And while that is going, we're going to need, is there anything else we need to do with that? We need 4 more pieces of glass and a piece of osmium. I got the osmium. We got the glass, so we got everything we need there. But I believe I already had some steel. Yep, I had 4. We should have everything we need for that. And I need 2 iron ingots. Two little iron ingots. Basic energy cube. I'm going to break that right there and put the energy cube right there on that one. Let it start filling up. So nice thing about these energy cubes, we're not using this power all the time. That's passively generated power all the time. So it's going to store in there until it gets full. And then this will be full and ready to go. Just, you know, whenever we need it. So that's cool on that. That gets us to there, to there. Let's go to the enrichment chamber. So for the enrichment chamber, we are going to need to make the basic controller circuit. The basic control circuit is something else that we make in the metallurgic infuser. We're going to need osmium for that. So we're going to throw some osmium in there. All right, we now have our basic control. So for the enrichment chamber, it breaks ores down into dust. So the machine works like a macerator or a pulverizer, or it will break ores down into dust. It breaks 3 raw ores down into 4 dust. This is the start of your ore factory. Right now with our copper hammer, 2 becomes 4. We're doubling with that. We're not quite to the point of ore doubling, but this can be upgraded. We can definitely do upgrades on these. The next machine I want to look at getting is going to be the energized smelter. The smelter will work just like an oven. It's going to use the Fe power we're creating, and it's going to cook our stuff for us. So the energized, now we can set our side configure on this. We'll put it right output. I'm going to leave that as none. Energy is coming in the back. There we go. Output is going to be to the right. Auto eject on. And now we can go over to this side and we can say that the left is going to be input. Auto eject is on. All right, that's not auto ejecting like I want. There might be an upgrade that I need for it to do that. So let's take a look at tier upgrades. I found it. It's the basic tier installer that we need. Let's get a couple other upgrades together. We need to look at the speed upgrade, and we need to look at the energy upgrade. With that, I now have energy upgrades in the basic infusion factory. I've got speed and energy in the enriching factory, and same thing in the basic smelting. I've got speed and energy in there. That's pretty cool. So that was a very productive episode. I think we got through quite a bit of stuff. As you can see, we've gone through the heat generators in Mekanism. We've gotten through the metallurgic infuser in Mekanism, energized smelter. That comes in handy. And then the infused alloys and the basic control. That's been done as well. Reinforced alloys. I think we did that actually in another quest or got that as a quest reward. I'm not sure. Enrichment chamber, that was taken care of. We got the energy tablets made. A couple of rewards from that one. And then, of course, we already had the steel done, so no biggie there. Basic universal cables. That part's done. And then the energy cube. Interior upgrades. Speed upgrades. And we got the rewards for the energy upgrade. Is that everything? No, we got one more here. Advanced control circuits. Very nice. From this chapter, we actually made a lot of progress through this one as well. Go ahead and take credit for all of these. Cool. Superheating element, we made that one a little while back. Basic tier upgrade. What do we have left for that one? Oh, we need to make 8 speed and 8 energy. We only done 3 and 2, so we got a few more to make there. And then mystical agriculture, we did have 1 for the prosperity shards. And then from thermal series, Thermalpedia and the igneous extruder. Ooh, and that gave us a thermal loot bag. Looking forward to seeing what's in that one. I think that's all the rewards. So a lot of good progress made today. I think between episodes, I'm going to keep collecting ores and stuff and things. I'm going to finish upgrading these machines. Maybe add a few more mechanism machines. I'll get this all automated so it's all working in sequence the way it's supposed to. Next episode, though, we're going to be getting into Mystical Agriculture quest line to see if we can get through some of the Tier 1 and Tier 2 seeds that we can start using for resource production. Okay, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.